word for word. Synonyms. Tataha, thereafter. Atmani, in yourself. Loke, in the universe. Cha, also. Bhakti yuktaha, being situated in devotional service. Samahitaha, being completely absorbed. Drashta asi, you shall see. Mam, me. Tatam, spread throughout. Brahman, O Brahma. Mai, in me. Lokan, all the universe. Tvam, you. Atmanaha, the living entities. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. O Brahma, when you are absorbed in devotional service, in the course of your creative activities, you will see me in you and throughout the universe, and you will see that you yourself, the universe, and the living entities are all in me. It is cited herein by the Lord that during his daytime, Brahma would see him as Lord Sri Krishna. He would appreciate how the Lord expanded himself into all the carbs during his childhood at Vrindavan. He would know how Yasodamai saw all the universes and planetary systems within the mouth of Krishna during his playful childhood pastimes. And he would also see that there are many millions of Brahmas during the appearance of Lord Krishna in Brahma's daytime. But all these manifestations of the Lord, appearing everywhere in his eternal transcendental forms, cannot be understood by anyone but the pure devotees, who are always engaged in devotional service to the Lord and are fully absorbed in the Lord. The high qualifications of Brahma are also indicated herein. Hare Krishna. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांस श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिगणसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सागणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. Before I go on to the verse today, I would like to take the blessings and permission from all the assembled devotees here. I'll read the translation again. O Brahma, when you are absorbed in devotional service, in the course of your creative activities, you will see me in you and throughout the universe, and you will see that you yourself, the universe, and the living entities are all in me. Okay. So we are reading and or hearing from Srimad Bhagavatam every morning in Bajum, which is very glorious. So there is a verse in first canto, second chapter that Sutta Goswami, speaking to the sages of Naimisaranya, glorifies Srimad Bhagavatam, one of our very famous verse, goes like, Vidyate hridaya granthis chidyante sarva samsayaha. Shriyante chasya karmani drishta evat manishwari. Kind of little close to a verse today. So, vidyate hridaya granthis. Granthis is the knot in the heart is pierced. Chityate sarva samsayaha. All doubts are cut into pieces. And then goes Shriyante chasya karmani. And one's karma is destroyed. How? And then drishta evat manisware. Simply by seeing the Lord within oneself. Drishta evat manisware. So the Lord is already within us, is already within, but not easily visible, right? But Sutta Goswami is saying in this verse that we can see the Lord within ourselves. How? In another verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, it says by Shruta Ikshana. Shruta means hearing, and Ikshana means seeing, eyes, seeing, right? Iksha. So by hearing, we can see, or we can see through the ears, which sounds a little odd, but that is how we can see the Lord within. Drishtva evat manisware. So we are here, we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, the status quo, Chapter 9, Brahma's prayers for creative energy. And today's verse is verse number 31. So till now, we read that after searching for his own source, Lord Brahma goes back to his lotus seat and starts doing meditation, right? That was the verses prior. And then the Supreme Lord appears, like around verse 25, 26. And he appears to Lord Brahma after he offered all his prayers. I think the prayers goes 21 to 25. And then now Lord is talking to Brahma. He's giving the guidance that he was praying for. So in the previous verse, yesterday's verse that Mother Madhavi Gaurangi spoke very nicely, the Lord instructed Brahma to again situate himself in the penance and meditation, right? In yesterday's verse. But in today's verse, again, he offers more clearer and more specific direction. He's urging Lord Brahma to engage in devotional service. He says, Bhakti Yukta Samahita in today's verse. Right? That is the devotional service performed with absorption and focused meditation. He could have ended yesterday saying, do the penance and meditation again like you did before. But he is speaking further and saying, not only avoid meditation, right? Empty. No. Do with bhakti. Bhakti Yukta Samahita. So there is a verse that Srila Prabhupada often quotes in his classes. He says, Aradhito yadi haris tapasa tatakim. It's from Narada Pancharatra. If you take shelter of the lotus feet of Hari, Krishna, Aradhita, and worship it, Aradhito yadi haris tapasa tatakim, then there is no more necessity of austerities, penances, and so many other things. Simply this is required. Aradhito yadi haris tapasa tatakim. Naradhito yadi haris tapasa tatakim. And after undergoing your religious principles and ritualistic ceremonies and austerities, penances, fully executing the occupational duty, everything done. But Naradhito Hari. But you could not understand how to worship Hari. So tapasa tatakim. Then what is the use of your tapasya? There is no use. He says it is simply waste of time. Shrama evahi kevalam. So today's verse actually marks a shift from a general austerity from yesterday's verse to a more intimate, bhakti-centered approach. He's not just saying close the eyes and meditate. He's saying bhakti yukta samahita. So if someone worships or meditates on Supreme Lord with bhakti, then one can see, right? Drashta, see, the verse says, Drashta, see what? Mai lokams tvam atmanaha. Right? The last line of the verse says, Mai lokams tvam atmanaha. And then Srila Prabhupada actually immediately is reminding us of the past time from that last line of the verse. He says, Mai lokams tvam atmanaha. So to make it more digestible for us, he's giving the example, the past time, um, to make us understand that about Brahma Bimohan Lila in his purport. That too, he just didn't randomly choose the pastime here to add in the verse today. He took it from the commentary by Sri Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur in Sarartha Darsini. Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur actually, in his purport, he gave these examples that whatever Srila Prabhupada is giving, the example, Brahma Bhiman Lila, and then that the pastime where Krishna eats dirt, right? And then Brahma, when he thinks he was the only Brahma of the universe, and Krishna soon cuts his pride, right? By showing that there are many other Brahmas also, actually more headed than him, like million headed, 10 headed, 100 headed, 1,000 headed, like Sahasra, 1,000 headed, like that. So here, in this Brahma Bimohan Lila, actually, it's in Krishna book, which is actually derived from 10th canto. So I'll just speak about Brahma Bimohan Lila. So at the age of 5, when Lord Krishna, after killing Aghasura, he was enjoying lunch with his Gopa friends at the bank of Yamuna. And then, while eating lunch, it is very Prabhupada in Krishna book, very nicely, like how Krishna was snatching the um, food from his friend's mouth. All those. One particular pastime was like when uh, I forgot. I think it was Madhu Mangal. Like he brings like stale buttermilk from house that his mother told him like, this one you don't give it to Krishna because this is stale, this is not fresh, so make sure that you don't share it with Krishna. So what he does, so he was like, he was scared now Krishna is snatching everyone's food, right? So he immediately gulps it, puts it in his mouth, and Krishna sees that like, oh, wait, you thief, what are you doing? You're not sharing with me, and you're just taking all by yourself. And it's like it's all in his mouth, like he was going to swallow it. And what Krishna does, he opens his mouth in front of him and he's like, does like this so that everything comes out his mouth. And that Krishna takes it from his mouth. So Brahma is seeing all these childhood pastimes, right, from Satyaloka. And Brahma gets bewildered. How come this is God? How come we can say this is God? Like, he's eating from someone's mouth. It's, yeah, no, it's not good. So he's like, I don't think this is our Krishna. So let me taste him. So what he does, he then steals all the cups in shortcut. Like if you want to read in detail, you can go read in Krishna book. And then he steals the cups and he steals all those Gopa friends with whom he was sharing lunch. And then he hides them somewhere. So Krishna actually, when like when his friends were getting a little scared because the calves were going far away, so Krishna tells them like, "Don't worry, enjoy your lunch. Don't destroy your lunch. I am going to get those calves. I'll bring them closer, and we can enjoy." So he volunteers to go look for the calves. When Krishna was going to look for the calves, Brahma takes that opportunity and steals all those Gopa friends, and he had already stolen the calves, right? So Krishna comes back like, I don't know where the calves are. And he comes back and then all his friends are gone now. And he was like, what is happening? And then he finds out like, okay, Brahma, you want to taste me. Okay, I'll show you. And then what Krishna does, it's a very nice verse. It's in 10th canto, 13th chapter, where Brahma steals the calves and the Gopa friends, right? I'll share the verse. It is very nice verse. Uh, 1 second. Give me one. I find the verse. It's a very nice verse. 10:30, 19. Yes, this one. Let's see that. 10:30, 19. This is the verse. It's Lord Krishna. This one is Lord Krishna saying. Yavat vatsa kala pakabapur yavat karangriyarikam yavat yasti vishana venudalase yavat vibhu sambaram yavat chila gunadivakriti vayo yavat viharadikam sarvam vishnumayam gironga baddaja sarvasarupo babhau. So here, what Krishna does, he expands himself now, exactly like the cowherd boys, and exactly like the tender bodies of the calves. Vatsaka alpaka bapuhu, yavat karangri adikam, exactly to the measurement of their particular varieties of legs and hands. And then yavat yasti vishana venu dalasik, not only like their bodies, but exactly like their bugles, flutes, sticks, lunch bags, and so on. Not only the cowherd boys, he's expanding himself to their bugles, flutes, sticks, everything. Yavat vibhusa ambaram, exactly like their ornaments and dress in all their bright particulars. Not only that, not only the person, like sometimes when in drama, like we try to be like sometimes Prabhusis tries to become Mataji in drama, but their voice is still male voice, right? But here what Krishna does, Sila Guna Vidha Kriti Vayaha, their exact character, habits, features, attributes, split bodily features, exactly according to their taste or amusements. Everything in detail. It says everything in detail. Oh, here it is. Voices exactly like theirs. Gira Angavat. So he's not speaking in Krishna voice. He becomes Madhumangal, he speaks in Madhumangal's voice. He becomes a calf, he moves, right? So Sarva Swarupa Babhahu created everything in detail as himself without any change. So, and then it is said, in Krishna book, in here also in this in 10th canto. So for 1 year actually, they didn't talk about Agasur, killing of Agasur, right? For whole 1 year, nobody spoke, nobody mentioned about killing of Agasur. That's how this starts actually, right? Because for uh, uh, when Brahma, hides all those calves and cowherd boys, they're sleeping in their yoga nidra. And here Krishna expands himself, so he's not going to talk about his prowess himself. So after 1 year, and within that 1 year, within this 1 year, that no one for a second could doubt that those were Krishna himself. But there was little the senses. I mean they could sense the difference a little bit. The mothers of all cowherd boys were feeling more a kind of much very tight attraction to their sons, which was never before. Like they were wondering why they were feeling so much love towards their own sons. Actually, they were not wondering. This is Balaram. And Balaram was seeing all this. Like, what's going on here? These mothers, they didn't have that much love for their sons before. Now they're showing so much love towards their sons. And the cows, they were showing so much love towards their calves. And I think in one paragraph, it is Srila Prabhupada writes there, like the cows, they used to stand up in the hill, and the cows will be down uh, by the hill where the Gopas and the little Krishna would be tending the calves, and the cows were up in the hill. So the cows were running towards those calves from that top hill, like feeling that love, they were like, their milk were flowing, and they were running towards those calves. And those calves were not the youngest one, right? The youngest one would be at home, and a little bigger one, the gopas in big little Krishna were tending. Instead of giving their milk to the little ones, the cows were giving milk to the grown-up calves, actually. Not grown-ups, but bigger calves, I would say. So seeing all this, and then Balaram was the one like who was observing. Is like, oh, okay, okay. So Krishna, that he was smiling. Balaram was the only one who was seeing all this, and he was smiling. Okay, Krishna, your mischief. Okay, so uh, for a year, nobody notices anything. And then when Brahma, hiding them, comes back to see, okay, now I'll see this Krishna, like God, I'll see how he's doing. He might be crying now. And then when he comes, like, oh, everything is as it is there, nothing changed. And he gets bewildered. Like, what? I just took them. And then he goes, checks back. They are all there. They are sleeping in there, the cats, the cowherd boys. And then he comes. Then what happens? His pride, his doubt, all get smashed, right? All doubts. Chiddyante sarva samsaya. Now he's like, okay, now I did a blunder mistake. And then comes the Brahma's prayers, right? Govindamadi Purusham. Then he composes that prayer. And then another pastime here, Srila Prabhupada mentions in this verse, in the purport, he mentions about the dirt pastime where Lord Krishna eats that dirt, right? Um, I think that's also in the month of Damodar, Kartik month, that eating dirt pastime also. So I think it was Radha Govinda Maharaj in his class. He says it was the day before Diwali. Everyone is busy at home making all sweets and making yogurt sweets, all those butter and all those things. All are busy at home. But what Krishna does, he goes and he eats the dirt. And so all the coward boys, they run, they go, like they got a reason to talk, to complain about Lord Krishna. So they go to Mother Yashoda. They go to Mother Yashoda and complains like Krishna is eating dirt. So, and then Mother Yashoda comes running to Krishna and gets mad at him. I'm remembering little Krishna now. And then she tries to reprimand him. Okay, this is another topic, actually, which the reprimandation from Mother Yashoda, actually, Lord cherishes that kind of love. The scolding, beating, running, chasing, all those stuff. And then Mother Yashoda comes to Devi Krishna and asks, like, Kasmat nidam bhakshayitva? I offer you all kinds of palatable sweets and you're eating dirt? And Krishna says, Na ham bhakshita vanam va. I didn't eat any dirt, mother. And Mother Yashoda says, no, everyone is saying you did. And he again says, Sarve mithya avisamsina. All are lying. I'm the only truth. I did not lie. If you have doubt, he says, if you have doubt, yadi satyam girastarhi samaksham me pashyatam mukham. I'll open my mouth. You can see in my mouth. Right? And then he opens mouth, and we know that Mother Yashoda sees everything, all the planetary systems. Atala, Patala, Bitala, Sutala, Talatala, Bhur, Bhuvaswa, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, whatever. All the lokas in the mouth. Not only that, she sees herself in Krishna's mouth, making Krishna open his mouth and looking inside Krishna's mouth. So she gets so bewildered, right? So, and then coming back to today's verse. Today's verse says, how is that possible? One can see all this stuff, right? You can see. How? Only with bhakti. Bhakti yukta samahita. Then what you can do? Drishtva tatam brahma mai lokam stvam atmanaha. Right? It's already in the translation, um, Srila Prabhupada writes, let me read the translation. Oh Brahma, When you are absorbed in devotional service in the course of your creative activities, you will see me in you and throughout the universe. And you will see that you yourself, the universe, and the living entities are all in me. So, actually, this translation resonates to Mother Madhavi Kaurangi's point yesterday, if we remember, uh, that she made a very important point. She said that if we consider this spiritual practice, the services we do, or going to the temple, she typically said going to the temple the only Sundays, that's our extracurricular activity. If we think that is our extracurricular activity, then we're doomed. We're not going anywhere. But if we try to make that our main activity, right, chanting, hearing, like hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, a part of our daily activity, that's our main activity, then actually that is the normal or the right understanding of the philosophy that is so rightly said. Then only this today's translation also makes sense to us, right? When you are absorbed in devotional service. Only if we think that Sunday is my day to do bhakti, to go to temple, take association of devotees and all those, then no chance. Then this today's verse doesn't make sense at all. I'm repeating this to myself actually to improve my consciousness. And and then yesterday, Madhavi Kaurangi also touched up on those Chatusloki Gita verses. And Srila Prabhupada in the purport also mentioned about the 10th verse of the 10th chapter, right? Yasam satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam enamam upayantite. Right? If someone lovingly satata yuktanam satata always. Okay, we go on speaking. It's can go on, but I have prepared a little snippet from Srila Prabhupada's arrival address at Bhaktivedanta Manor in 1973, which actually kind of sums up our verse today. So, like when we hear from the mouth of pure devotee, it actually changes, right? It actually does some miracles. So let's hear from Srila Prabhupada, and that will be the end of our session today. Let me share it. Sound. Go. And I so I'll play and I'll pause again. Mother Vindavali, let me know if you can hear or not.
Of course, it is not possible.
Hear it? Did you hear it, Mother Vindavali? You're muted, that's why I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay.
Of course, it is not possible to know Krishna, but Krishna reveals to the devotee. Swameva Spuratada, revelation, just like Krishna is explaining himself in the Bhagavad Gita. People should know why they are searching unnecessarily. Rascal, down. You cannot search out Krishna, God, by speculation. If he reveals himself by his causeless mercy, being merciful upon you, being pleased upon you, then you can understand Krishna. You cannot search out Krishna. That is not possible. So, the process is explained by Krishna himself. Bhaktya mama bijanati javana jasyami tattata tato mang tattato gyatya bhisati tananta. If you understand Krishna through this process, bhakti process, annavilasita sunnam, without any motive of material gain, that is the beginning of bhakti. Bhakti means without any motive of material gain. That is bhakti. Annavilasita sunnam. Sunnam means zero. All material desires becoming zero. Then bhakti begins. Then bhakti begins. Before that, there is no question of bhakti. So bhakti science is very subtle science, but it is very simple thing to the bhaktas. One who knows things as it is, very simple thing. Similarly, those who have taken to this bhakti yoga seriously, for them it is very simple. For others, it is very difficult. It is very difficult. Therefore, we should go approach to persons who are tadvijnanartham sagurumiva avigachet. We should approach person who knows the bhakti science, and jasya devi parabhakti yatha devi tatha guru. And by devotion and service to Krishna and the spiritual master, then bhakti science becomes revealed. Without revelation, nobody can understand bhakti science, and without understanding bhakti science, nobody can understand Krishna. Thank you very much.
Jai, Jai, our Lord Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
I would like to welcome any comments or more additional points or any feedback to this verse or the discussion.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
It's a beautiful class, I'm not able to come out of his childhood pastimes. Those are very, very nice, So the more and more we want to hear, the more and more we want to hear. There's a nectar. God. And then how he used to play, how he used to be mischief, how Yasodamai went after him. Oh, those are the things I always think of that. If any child, small boy, little boy, I see Krishna in him. When they run, the temple also sometimes they run. I always feel that. And like Srila Prabhupada is saying, that bhakti is the main thing. Just like that, we cannot know the Krishna. If you have pure bhakti only, he will reveal. That is from Brahma Vimohan Leela. Those are the things I see. See that even Brahma could do. Who are we to do that?
Right.
Test Krishna. No way. No way. That's a beautiful thing. The way Brahma afterwards, this Brahma Samhita, those slokas, thanks to Vishnukada Prabhu, he taught us. Oh, those meanings, I read. That's how much is there. How much Brahma came to know. So those are the things, if we really involve and then to know that, there's a lot of things to know. Thank you very much for taking us back there. It was really nice. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you.
Krishna will bless you.
Thank you so much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, actually. Any other points or questions, comments? I don't see any hand raised. I guess we can stop here, and we'll meet tomorrow morning again. Okay. Bye.
Kalpatarubhyascha
Kripā sindhubheva ca
patitanam
pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki
Jai.
Bhakti.
Adhikari Jai. Thank you very much.
Thank you.